If you are determined to see your wishes and dreams come true, you have to learn how to make your money work for you. That's why you need to know how to earn it, how to manage it, and, of course, how to make it grow. The best part is that the fundamentals of money don't require any specialized knowledge. In fact, they've been around for centuries. So if you can understand and grasp the basic rules of money, you can become financially free or, moreover, achieve wealth beyond your expectations. Rule number 1: patience. The subject of patience is not covered enough in schools and universities. In fact, even YouTube channels don't cover it enough. And there are several reasons why patience is important. For starters, if you're patient, you make more money. Let's say you're investing and the business you've invested your money in is making big profits. If you're anxious, you'll sell all your shares. But should you? What if, after waiting 2 more years, you make twice as much profit as you did by selling today? Obviously, this is not without risk, because it is also possible that you could lose all the money you have invested if you continue to wait. But ultimately, it's about doing your own research and having realistic expectations. Remember that patience is the key ingredient to entrepreneurial success. Money doesn't come quickly. In fact, you have to earn it rather than chase it. There is a famous saying, if you run after money, it will eventually disappear. But if you are patient, it will come to you. Rule number 2, strive to become wiser and more skilled. At the end of your working day, you receive a certain amount of money. But if you want to increase your income and earn more money, you have to become wiser and better educated to make your contribution more valuable. To do this, you can attend online or evening classes to improve your qualifications. You can also learn new technical skills at your own pace or read books to discover more subtle but effective interpersonal skills. You can also attend networking meetings or, in general, anything that will increase your value in society and where people will pay you more. And whatever skills you want to acquire, make sure they are well focused. For example, if you start reading books about spaceships, but your profession is focused on clothing retail, you are unlikely to earn more income. Therefore, we advise you to examine the potential return on investment of each skill upgrade you make, so that you are always in a position to generate more income. Rule number 3, money is a game. Money is a real game. And like any other game, money follows some rules. If you stick to those rules, you're likely to get better. Just as if you follow the financial rules we'll talk about later, you're likely to make more money. Now, if you're thinking about the question, so all I have to do to make more money is follow these rules? Well, the answer is yes. To get a result, you have to do specific things with a specific method. It's basic science. That is, there's a formula for everything except experience, which you often learn by making mistakes. What I mean is that if you know how money works, the reasons why it moves in a certain direction, as well as the fundamental rules that govern the financial world, there are no limits. Many people view the subject of money as if it were a complicated, complex, and difficult science to understand, but it is not. This approach of most people is a mistake because of their negative connection to money. What happens is that most people are brought up in families with very negative feelings towards wealth and money. They learn that money is evil, that rich people are greedy, or that money is the root of all evil. And sometimes they even go so far as to call money the hand of the devil or similar things. Before we move on to the next step, I want you to know this. Money is neutral and is nothing more than an instrument. If it were not for the way money works, the world as we know it today would not exist. As Adam Smith said, the individual selfishness that derives from the power of money is good for the development of society, since the market only allows value to be rewarded with money. If you realize that money is nothing more than a game, and that all you need to succeed is to respect the rules, you will free yourself from the negative associations you have with it and take the first step towards wealth. Rule number 4, save money. Starting from a simple idea To save more money, the first thing to do is to pay yourself before anyone else. Of course, this may seem like a no-brainer, but most people don't do it. For example, buying a new iPhone is a way of giving the money you spend to Apple. That is, you are paying them first. Or when you buy a coffee, you are giving your money to Starbucks or whatever coffee shop. In other words, it's a way in which you are paying them first, before you and your needs. So the best way to start paying yourself first is to figure out how to save as much money as possible. Remember that the whole process of wealth creation depends on your ability to create wealth. So the best thing you can do is to leverage as much of your earnings as possible to increase the amount of money you have. Even Arkad from the book, The Richest Man in Babylon, recommends saving 1/10 of what you earn by default, and more if you are able to manage it. And if that means cutting back on your leisure spending, that's exactly what you need to do. So make sure you always set aside some money and don't spend it all immediately. Of course, 1/10 may not seem like much at first, but over time, it will grow quickly, especially if you keep the other money rules in mind. Rule number 5, invest time before money. One of the main reasons why most people don't start something is because they place more importance on money than time. Therefore, a popular belief among people is that you have to have a lot of cash to make more money. But what you have to realize is that the value of time is greater than the value of money, and in the beginning, you will have a lot of time that you are probably wasting. Remember that no matter when you start, it takes the average person 7 years to set up a business, 10 years if you are not that smart, and 5 years if you have some money at the beginning. But in any case, time is still a requirement. So the sooner you start, the sooner you will succeed. And remember that things are not going to fall into your lap. You have to get your hands dirty and start spending your time wisely. It's really amazing how people don't have enough time in the day to finish their personal projects, while they can waste hours and hours on Netflix or playing video games. The reality is that if you're not financially successful, it's not because you need more money, it's because you're spending your time poorly. Rule number 6, plan your moves in advance. Many people don't have financial goals because they worry that they won't reach them. But let us ask you, how can you reach your goals without having them? The process of setting and achieving goals is extremely rewarding and satisfying. If you haven't set financial goals, you're just wandering around without a concrete purpose. So what's the point of trying so hard and working so hard if you're not clear about where you're going? So firstly, you must have a purpose and then certain goals that will enable you to achieve it. Those goals should be broken down into smaller goals, and those smaller goals will be your next steps. Now, if you're not sure what your next steps are, think of the most rational first move you can make to achieve your purpose, and do it immediately. Remember that planning your financial moves can help you save money and also help you avoid overspending. In the long run, you will discipline yourself by limiting your spending, and hopefully, you will be able to earn more money over time. Rule number 7, think strategically. We believe many things to be true and often don't take the time to question and investigate them. So the secret to good strategic thinking is to observe and question everything and look for what you are doing wrong, what you think is right, and what may be hurting your financial results. Be skeptical about your core beliefs and stop believing that you are always right. Don't let your feelings interfere with your financial success. Find the positive in everything and stay optimistic, but don't be naive. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you liked it, don't forget to share it with your friends and family and subscribe to see more content like this. Take care and see you next time.